welcome back. Today we're going to do proportions. Proportions, you probably remember this from middle school, so this should be hopefully an easy section, but pay attention because there are a few tricks. Take out that pencil, calculator, and your notes, and let's go. So in this first one, you will notice there's one fraction equals another fraction. Now that's scary for a lot of people because there are fractions. But this usually is pretty easy. So some people call this the butterfly method. We're going to multiply these two things. 8 times x. 8 times x is just 8x. Now on the right side, I'm going to do 7 times 24. So I'm going to write 7 times, that's a times sign, 24. This means multiply. Remember, multiply. So that dot, same thing as multiply. We don't use x very much in algebra to mean multiply because it gets confused with the letter x. So we will use dots. Alright, so on my calculator I'm going to do 7 times 24. And my calculator says 168. Next, notice we already know how to do this. 8 times x, they're touching. We do not want them to touch, so we divide both sides by 8. My calculator says that is 21. Whew. Now, can you check these answers? Oh, you better believe it, Chester. You sure can. So we're going to take this and copy it. Boop, just like this. Let me erase my butterfly, though. Okay, now we're going to do the exact same thing as usual. Instead of x, I'm going to wipe it out. And instead of x, what can I put there? Hopefully you said 21, because 21 was our x. So instead of x, 21 goes here. So now, in the calculator, this ends up being pretty easy. You have two choices. You could do decimal or fraction. If you're doing decimal, just do 7 divided by 8 in the calculator. Go ahead, 7 divided by 8. That should give you 0.875. Then do 21 divided by 24. That also gives you 0.875. Now, if you want to do this using your fraction button, remember a lot of you are starting to fall in love with your fraction button because it is so friendly and nice. So you could hit 7 fraction 8, and that would give you, well, that would give you 7 over 8. And then you could do 21 fraction 24. And that will also give you 7 over 8. So whether you use decimal, divide by key, or the ABC button, you will still get the same answer on both sides. This tells you 21 is correct. Alright, I think you can do this one. You go ahead, hit pause, try this, and then come back. Alright, let's go. So we multiply those guys. That gives me 9x. Over here, I'm going to multiply these two things. So that's 4 times 45. I'll write that out right here. Some of you will just multiply those in the calculator. That's okay. So that would give you 180. Then 9 is touching your x. You don't want anyone touching your x, so you divide those. And this gives you 20. Great! Oh, so easy to check your answer. 4 over 9 equals blank over 45. What goes in the blank? 20. So on my calculator, I do 4 divided by 9, and that gives me 0.4 repeating if you did divide by. If you use the ABC button, you would get 4 over 9. On the right side, if you use divide, you would get 0.444, and it repeats forever. That bar means repeating. And then on this side, this would also be 4 over 9. Either way you like it, they're both the same. So 20 is correct. Okay, now there's a trick to this one, so pay careful attention. If you have a minus or plus sign, you must put these in parentheses. If you do not put them in parentheses, you will not get the right answer. Alright, so here we go. Let's put the 12 and the x minus 3 together. And the 4 and the 8 together. And it does not matter which side that you put these on. So I could do 4 times 8 here, and 12 x minus 3 goes right here. It's the same. Alright, so 4 times 8, that gives me 32. And since we're multiplying, let's go ahead and multiply those. So 12 times x, 12x. 12 times negative 3, negative 36. Okay, time to solve. And you know what to do. We're going to add 36 to both sides. Those cancel. I have 12x equals 68. Next, I'm going to divide both sides by 12. And I have x equals, looks like I've got a decimal answer, but that's okay. Except if I type it wrong. There we go. So that gives me 5.6 repeating. Alrighty. Let's try another. Actually, before we try another, let's go back and check. I forgot to check my answer. So I copy it just the same way as it was. But here I'm going to put 5.6 repeating right up here. So I'm going to type in my calculator 5.66666, or it's already in my calculator, so I could just type minus 3, and that would give me 2.6 repeating divided by 4. And when I divide those two, that gives me 0.6 repeating. Now on the right side I do 8 divided by 12, and that also gives me 0.6 repeating. So that's nice. Alright, now we're ready to do our own. You're ready to do your own. Don't forget to put that in parentheses. Go ahead, hit pause, solve it out, and see what you get. Okay, so first step, make sure those are in parentheses. You do the 9 times the x plus 1. The 5 times the 45. 54, dyslexic. 54 times 5. So in my calculator, I do 54 times 5, and I get 270. And then over here, let's just go ahead and multiply them. 9 times x is 9x. 9 times 1 is 9. Finally, we need to solve for x by subtracting the 9 from both sides and then dividing by the 9 that touches the x. This gives us 261, and I can divide by 9. So I do 261 divided by 9 on my calculator. That gives me 29. As usual, it is so easy to check those answers on the calculator. I can take that and copy it again. This time, instead of x, I can put... Sorry, I'm allergic to math. Whew. Alright, so instead of x this time, I can put the number 29. That's right. So here we go. 29 goes right here. Now, in my calculator, I'm going to type 29 plus 1. Well, hopefully I can do that in my head. 29 plus 1 is 30. Okay. Or now, we can divide those using the division key or the fraction key, either way. So if I use the divide key, this gives me 5 over 9 equals 5 over 9. Sorry, that was the fraction key. I'm falling apart. That sneeze. Whew. Alright, if I use the divide by key, this gave me 0.5 repeating. This gave me 0.5 repeating. They're the same, so my answer is good. Alright, this time I have subtraction and addition on both sides. Does that change anything? No, not really. I just have to remember to put both of them in parentheses. Can you do it? Yes, you can do it. Go ahead. You give this a shot. Hit pause, try it, and then come back. Okay, it looks like you have done it. So, I'm going to take that 5 times the x plus 3. And then I'll take my 4 times the x minus 8. So those two go together and those two go together. So x minus 8, just like that. Now, if you put 4x minus 8 equals 5x plus 3, it's the same thing. So do not panic, it's the same answer. You'll multiply both of these by 5. That gives you 5x and 15. Over here, you will multiply both of these by 4. That gives you 4x minus 32. Next, we always get rid of the smallest x, so you chose 4x, I hope. If you chose something else, that's okay. You'll still get the answer right, probably. As long as you don't make any other mistakes. Then this was plus 15, so I will subtract 15 from both sides. Those will cancel. I'm left with 1x, which is the same as just x, equals negative 47. Negative 47 is my answer. To check my answer, as usual, I'm going to take all of this stuff, there we go. Oh, it doesn't like me. That's what I get for trying to cheat and take a shortcut. So I'm going to copy all of this stuff. X minus 8 over 5 equals x plus 3 over 4. But instead of x, I'm going to put the negative 47. So right here, negative 47, negative 47. On my calculator, negative 47 minus 8 is negative 55. And here, negative 47 plus 3 is negative 44. Okay, so it doesn't matter if you use the division key or the ABC button, you are still going to get negative 11 for both of these. So that means this answer is correct and you can celebrate. Yay! Alright, one more, just to make sure you're okay. Actually, I have a whole lot more, but for right now, we're just going to do one more to make sure you've got this. You go ahead, try this, and then come back. Seriously, go ahead, hit pause and try it. Alright, you've done it. So we put these in parentheses, both of them. I'm going to take 16 times the x plus 2. And 15 times the x minus 1. And then let's go ahead and multiply those. That gives me 16x and 32. This side, this gives me 15x and minus 15. Okay, we'll get rid of the smallest x. This one here, the 15, is smaller than 16. So I'm going to subtract 15x. This leaves me with 1x. And over here, this cancels. Next, we're going to subtract 32 from both sides. This gives me 1x, which is the same as x. Those cancel, equals negative 47. Deja vu. We just got negative 47. What were the odds of that? Who knows? Okay, so I do have many more problems here. However, I think you are getting it. If you're not getting it, you know where to find me to get help. I just want you to get out that homework now, do that, and come see me if you need help. Otherwise, just do that homework and have an awesome day, everybody. Goodbye, everybody. Somebody play the music.